Jaime and Cersei come sitting there next to each other. Finally, my love. And the music.
I'll Drogo back for sure and have him and Tyrion co-rule.
Dance number.
The new book is called The Dance with Dragons. Alright, do we have another one?
Hello. I have a question for Jason, and I just want to say first that you're my sun and stars. How hard was it for you to do the fight scenes with that long hair?
You know, it was pretty easy. Maybe it's because I'm used to long hair. And I used to have to wear a dread wig on Stargate Atlantis, which was like 6 pounds, so that was just like a little rat tail. It wasn't very hard at all. Thanks for moving my life. What is on your shirt?
They're not playing around. So I was wondering for you guys, either reading the script or the book, what was the moment that hooked you in the show?
No, I had the same experience when I got to that moment. I thought, what the hell? But it was such a great, it's horrible, but it's just perfect. It sounds weird, but you know, suddenly you're in that dark, dark, dark place. You know that all bets are off, and that's brilliant.
I think mine was, I think it was the scene that I've read somewhere that you George, that you wrote first. I think it was the bit with it was right at the start, you know, after the prologue.
Discovery of the puppet.
Yeah, where they discovered the thing. It was pretty soon in. I just loved that scene. Was my favourite. I think that's the bit that got me hooked.
The very beginning of the show, the White Walkers, all that stuff. Yeah. I thought that was suddenly in this cool landscape. Yeah. And then I lost interest when I came on. My scene was over, and then I was interested again. Yeah, but I love the White Walker stuff. All that sort of supernatural element that sort of is on the periphery. I like that stuff.
We'll go back to the questions in a moment here, but before we run out of time, Dan and David, what can these guys expect for the second season? I know that a lot of them are eager to hear what the plans are.
Everyone dies. Sorry.
It was all a dream.
I would say for the readers, they know much of what to expect. I'd say it starts to get a little bit, if we're lucky enough, if we have a season 3, that's when it won't start corresponding so neatly to the books, because Storm of Swords is just too big to do as one season. So we don't know yet whether it be 1.5 seasons, whether it be, maybe it's 3 seasons for Storm of Swords / King. We don't know yet exactly. For second season, we've got a bunch of great new characters coming in. We've already got such an incredible cast, but you know, it's time to meet the Red Priestess, and it's time to meet, and it's time to see those dragons and wolves start to grow up a little bit. And there's bad stuff lurking north of the wall, and it's a season of exploration, I think. So. All leading up to, I mean, our hope has always been, you know, from the very beginning, I remember talking about this with you, George, that we can keep this alive somehow. We can get to, there's a certain scene in Storm of Swords. I'm not going to say the name of the scene because the name itself is a spoiler, so don't actually yell it out. But you all know, if you've read the books, what scene I'm talking about. Let's call it RW. And we've always felt like if we can get to RW, we've accomplished something, you know. And so it was terrifying, you know, when we pitched the show, we didn't know if it would go. We made the pilot, we didn't know if it would go. We made the first season, didn't go. Now we seem like we're set up pretty well. I think we're going to get to RW, and if that happens, then I can retire to my asylum.
Let's go back to the audience for the next question.
Hi, this question is actually from my friend Steve, who is a huge, huge fan of both the books and the show, but he couldn't be here today. So he would like to know, for season 2, are you going to be able to film the Battle of Blackwater the way it was written?
George is writing it, so I certainly hope so.
We're going to pass my hat around to get some contributions. If any of you have an extra nickel or something like that, who knows? It may pay for a little special effects. Actually, the guys from, when I was signing earlier, the guys from Weta came up to me and said they were huge fans of the series and all that. And I asked them if they would like to donate $7 million worth of free special effects, but for some reason they declined.
We're having a battle.
There will be a battle.
Hello. As a fan of good writing, I know that the writer can't always do what's going to make the audience happy, whether it's on paper or on screen. So for you, Mr. Martin, when you wrap stuff up, being also a fan of people like Damon Lindelof, are you still concerned about, to put it in your words, pulling a Lost?
Well, I believe Damon is in the room, so I better be careful what I say here. Yes, I am concerned about the ending. I still have 2 more books to go, and I'm juggling a lot of balls, and of course there is the deep fear that eventually someone will going to fall on my head and knock me unconscious or kill me. But all I can keep doing is juggling as fast as I can, and hopefully bring everything together in the magnificent way I see it vaguely in my head as stretching before me. But it's easier to dream these things than to do them. But yeah, I certainly hope that the ending will tie together. And in terms of making people happy, well, hopefully it'll make some people happy. It'll make people happy for a book. Although I've always been a fan of the bittersweet ending. And I've said before in interviews, that's what to expect. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings, and I love the scouring of the Shire. You know, the fact that it was not a, you know, hobbits dancing happily in the woods, you know, the witch is dead kind of thing. That there was a cost to the war, and there was a human cost, and there's triumph, yes, but there's also tragedy mixed into triumph, and I think Tolkien did it brilliantly. I hope I can do something half as good.
So my question is for Jason. I want to know what it was like transitioning from a sci-fi show to a fantasy show. Was the filming similar special effects things, or was it vastly different?
Yeah, it's vastly different. To be honest here, sci-fi and HBO are over here. HBO's over here. This is basically a 10-hour movie, and it was absolutely one of the greatest accomplishments, and I've never been a part of anything remotely close to this. I've never worked with so many great actors. I normally don't even like my producers, let alone the writers. And it was, and I just like worshipped everyone. I mean, you could show up to set and just watch. I mean, I love who I worked with on Stargate, but like literally, I mean, there's the two Americans, you know what I mean? It's fantastic. It was really phenomenal. Just the level of talent was through the roof. But as far as sci-fi and fantasy, I love that genre. It's just that there's so many things you can do, like rip someone's tongue out of their throat and get away with it, and rape beautiful women. You know. Next question.
Well, I'd like to say first, I love this show. It's my favorite show. And all of you are phenomenal actors. This one's for Emilia Clarke. You play my favorite character, Daenerys Targaryen, and I want to know how you can portray such a strong but realistic and feeling woman. Because to me, I find you one of the most identifiable characters, and the way you portray it is phenomenal. So, do you have any pointers or tips or anything?
Oh my goodness! First of all, thank you so much. That's amazing to hear. How do I? Okay, so when I read the books, Dani she just seemed I don't know, very real to me. Like I understood everything that she was going through and kind of her mentality and everything. So I just so the tips I would give you is just like be I don't know, be true to yourself. I don't know. I'm feeling well embarrassed now. I just got her. So I would just say kind of, it's women. We're strong. We're good. We're powerful. We're sexy. Own it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was her instinct to be able to survive. I think that was fundamentally the thing that I got and kind of hopefully portrayed. But yeah, just be true to yourself.
Lena, I just want to say that you were great on White Collar this week. I love that episode. I hope you're going to come back. But my question's for Kit. I think Jon Snow, he's obviously fan favorite character. So I want to know what really drew you to the character, and what are you looking forward to the most in the upcoming seasons? Because he has quite a big journey ahead of him.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I suppose what I'm looking forward to is I try not to produce spoilers. I've already done that today. I think he's got, like you say, he's got a big journey ahead of him, and he goes beyond the wall, and I think I'm looking forward to the fact that in the first season he spends a lot of this time concerned with his family down in the south, and at the end of the season one, obviously he forsakes them, so he can actually get on with a bit of his own agenda, if you like. So I'm looking forward to that. And what drew me to the character is he's just, I mean, why wouldn't it? He's a badass with a sword. He's he's a mysterious little guy with a bit of a kind of mystery behind him. I kind of loved him the minute I saw him on paper. And thank you again. Thank you. Thank you.
First of all, thank you all for such an amazing show. Just everybody, like, amazing. My question is also for Kit, and I'm wondering, wondering if Mr. Martin has revealed to you who Jon Snow's mother is.
No, is a simple answer. I'd love to know, as I'm sure a lot of people